Greetings, friends. It's me, Wayman, once again, coming on in response to the Reb Shlomo's God is great no matter how you define him. I believe that was the title of the video. And I would like to pose some questions to Reb, and one of the viewers reminded me of one of the dialogues of Plato, which I read some time back, but forgot about, and it plays right into this argument. And the argument goes like this. Is what you're doing pious because it is loved by the gods, or do the gods love what you're doing because what you're doing is pious? And in all these videos, Reb says that he follows Torah not to attain the highest forms of virtue, but because he fears the divine. And in this video, he says that the divine is outside the laws. That can't be true. The divine cannot be outside the law of virtue. And if the divine holds us to holiness, righteousness, and holds us to the highest forms of virtue, then he himself must be held to the same standard. Or he would not be a God of virtue, but a God of injustice and a God of vice. And Job had every right to curse or bless, however the Hebrew is translated by some, God and die, because he was unjustly persecuted by the divine in that text of Job. But he didn't. Why didn't he curse God and die? Because he attained the highest forms of virtue in order to withstand such persecutions. And there are many ideas about this. The vice in the decisions, the bad decisions that people make, could be likened to the evil inclination of Judaism. I can choose and make choices on whether I follow the way of virtue or vice. And God is under the same kind of law. Why would anyone want to follow a God of vice? And why would anyone want to follow laws just because the gods would favor them? But maybe they should be following laws because it's virtuous. And then the gods would have to favor them if they are virtuous deities. So maybe the atheist and the agnostic, who are not under the divine laws, who are not under fear, can pursue the highest forms of virtue freely. And thereby, because they are pious, and what they are doing is virtuous, they will automatically be loved by the gods, whether they believe or not. So, just like the Good Samaritan, who leaves the robbed and beaten gentleman at the inn, and goes on his way, and says anything more that he needs will be paid. This gentleman got no reward for doing such, but he did it because it was virtuous. So friends, virtue is the law by which we judge gods and men, and it will always be. And I would say, strive, no matter who you are, or what your belief system is, to attain the highest forms of virtue, the highest forms of justice, the highest forms of love. And then, whether gods and men happen to exist or not, whether you're persecuted or not, at least virtue will be your judge. And it's virtue that will end up exonerating you in the end. So take care, friends. And remember, if everybody's thinking alike, then somebody isn't thinking.